There you have it, the intro video. There it is. Greetings, friends, and welcome back to another episode of DreamWizard Plays. You can see I fixed my camera. You can see my head. How about that? I just tapped it a little bit. Just tapped it. Just tap it in. Tappy tap. This is DreamWizard Plays number 403, Disco Elysium. Director's cut from 2021, apparently. It says 2019. I can't be asked to change it. Whatever. Part the 13th. Happy Wednesday to you all. We'll be broadcasting, of course, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific, Thursday and Friday this week, barring accident, injury, or, as they say, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Would you kindly like, share, subscribe, tell your friends? Always need more viewers for the game streams, volunteer dreamers. My ear. Oh, my ear. There we go. It was itching. It was suddenly just an insane itch inside my ear. If you'd like to support my work, you may do so by purchasing one of 17 currently available works of historical dream literature. Book 3 in the series, 1, 2, 3, is right over here. Oneirochronologia, Volume 1, ABC Book 3. It is a anthology of shorter works of historical dream literature that would not make a full book, and I didn't want to leave them out, so very proud of that. You can find, of course, all this and more at BenjaminTheDreamWizard.com, including, where's my buttons? The downloadable MP3 version of this, the latest Dreamscapes episode, came out last Saturday. I've got another one for you coming this Saturday. It should be available at 5 a.m. Pacific, so that it's fresh and ready for all the people that wake up at 8 a.m. on the East Coast, that kind of thing. Also, would you head on over to BenjaminTheDreamWizard.locals.com, and you can get your hands on this here, the custom cocktail, the themed beverage for this run of Disco Elysium. It is socialist champagne, for champagne socialists, of course. And if you have a beverage of your choice ready to hand, and you would like to raise your glass along with me, we'll do the toast and get into the game. Here goes. We got a cat. We got a curious cat. There he is. Look at him. He wants to toast along with us. Maybe I'll pour him out a shot some future time. Here we go. Ein Prosit der Gemütlichkeit. Nostrovia. Kanpai. Salud. Cheers to you. And here's mud in your eye. A refreshing summer beverage for these overcast and rainy days. It's been raining. I just forgot how it's 9 months out of the year. It rains around here. It is what it is. We're not going to complain about it. We're going to go dip into the unrelenting kick in the junk that is Disco Elysium. It's hilarious and tragic all at the same time. It's quite a masterpiece. I'm going to say that right now. From what I'm still enjoying it, and I hope you are too. Let's continue with the game and figure out what the hell we were doing. We were here talking to these people. Oh, I forgot I still have my flashlight. Well, let's put that away. I don't need my flashlight right now. Cha. All right, we are going to put this down. I don't like messing with things,
but the pain of Etonite has been planted. Barely.
Yeah. We're going to push it over.
Falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Indeed, a soft thunk. All right, let's go see what else there is to see. We know. Let's come on over here. We're just going to see if there's anything up this way along the coastline. Oh, there is. There sure is. What is this? Money. Okay, and it looks like there's actually more. There's like a whole bunker situation going on over here. Well, we're going to explore this building first. We're going to take it one step at a time. I was curious about the surroundings, but we're going to go this way first. What is this? A dead telephone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. Indeed. All right, let's get back up here. I gotta find a way to wash this dude's jacket. I mean, I guess I don't have to. What am I, the maid service? I'm the laundry guy. Is that what this is? Hey, money, cans and bottles. I'll take them. We got free money over here. Let's go get that. There's going to have to be a way to get up on top of some of these buildings. All right, let's come over here and start looking around. Oh, this is the old fish market. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. That tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind, nor dark of night, I imagine. A coin-operated vending machine hasn't been used for a decade. Oh, look at this. All kinds of stuff. Make sure we search rather thoroughly. Oh, this one wants a crowbar. Don't mind if I do. Postcards. Why would we not have postcards? Let's put away the crowbar. Watch, we'll have to dig it right back out again one of these days. Glasses. +2 encyclopedia, -1 perception. Let's go in here and have a look at that. Clothes. Okay, what am I wearing right now? I'm wearing visual calculus. Let's put on encyclopedia. And everything is a bonus except suggestion. Oh, perception is now -2. All right, let's look at that. From people that I'm wearing on my head, and from Megabino's prescription lenses. I mean, that's -2, but my perception is still through the roof, isn't it? Let's look over here. Perception, right? Where is perception? Oh my goodness. Perception. Yeah, it's still at a 5. That's fine. Let's balance out some of my boosts. I think I'd like to be getting more lore from Encyclopedia. At least the chance to get some kind of a lore. Having it at like a 0 is terrible. Okay. Go back in here. Vagrants have recently painted this tarp red. Water drips from it. Okay, well that was all there was to be seen in here. I guess we're gonna go out and around again. Whoop, he had a thought. You can imagine why hulls become terrible sometimes. Oh, I can imagine why they smashed it. Yeah, fair enough. All right. I mean, I guess if we're taking things one at a time. This barrel has been recently discarded. It smells of fuel oil. All right. Well, let's have a little quick save here and pop into this shelter. Oh, what is that? The chain trails off into the ocean. Who knows where? These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. So, we had a barrel that was recently used. Does that mean when we go inside, there's going to be a...
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
I ask out loud, what is this thing, anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
We are given the opportunity to use interfacing, but it is impossible. At a roll of a 20, I would need to roll an 11 or a 12. And I don't think I want to stand here rolling and rolling and rolling. You know, my interfacing is boosted, but not high enough. I guess we're going to walk away from now and hope we're going to be able to come back and try it again. Maybe I'll give it 1 or 2 tries. Just cuz.
An old door, worn by elements. You rattle the...
Failure. Well, let's go back in there. You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. All right. Let's reload. We'll give it a couple of tries. I'm not gonna obsess over this right now.
An old door, worn by... You rattle the handle.
One more time. One more time. I'm starting to get obsessed. Last one. Honestly, this is it. Last one. I fail. Fuck it.
An old door, worn by... You rattle the handle.
Yep. Fails. I am gonna reload it so I can try it again later, but we're not gonna hang around. Okay, it is what it is. We're gonna continue on up the coast here. There's a box probably with money. And a shirt. +1 rhetoric, -1 empathy. Why would a polo shirt give you -1 empathy? Because that's what feds wear. White polo shirt. +1 rhetoric, -1 empathy. My empathy isn't that high to begin with. Or is it? Where's empathy? My empathy's pretty high, actually. My rhetoric's pretty low. Let's wear that shirt. What am I going to lose by putting it on? Conceptualization. And I'll gain 1 suggestion back. Let's do that. There we go. I got a polo shirt. I'm not going to rearrange my inventory. I'm going to try not to think about it, as a matter of fact. We'll do another quick save. Hey, there's one of the traps I need to check. What is this? Oh, it's a seagull. Can't interact with it. All right, let's check this trap.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Let's look around.
The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly, relinquishing form to darkness. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
It's cold for this time of year when it's already cold. Ooh. All right, I reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
The lieutenant grins mirthlessly. I respond, damn, I was hoping it would be in the first one. Of course I was. Or, no need to grin, I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air. Or, it'll be in the next one, surely. Or just say nothing and put the trap down. I'm going to say, damn, I thought it would be in the first one.
No, you weren't.
I was. No, he's wrong. He's right. I'm wrong. He's right. I was not expecting it to be in the first one. I don't expect it to be in any of them, personally. Well, I guess I kind of do. At least I think there's a possibility. I don't know what I'm saying. Why would I? Why would I start now? Why would I start knowing what I'm doing now? Hey, what is this? Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Brand Tui something. Tui something. Right? Well, that happened. This goes pretty far north. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. Okay, well, let's come over here. I think there we go. We're about at the end of the jetty, I think. There it is, yeah. Why did I call it a jetty? I don't know. It sounds like an oceanic term, that's why. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. And this is, of course, this ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. This relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely. Another box with a tie. +1 shivers, -2 physical instrument. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance where the posts trail toward. Well, there's a thing. really see anything else we can do with the relay tower here, but there it is. All right, what do we got? I picked up a new tie. A scented scarf, as a matter of fact. And insect traps. Okay, so we got some other traps to check. Check the trap Morel just set up. We'll check that later. Check the trap near the boathouses, west of the Feld building. Check the trap near the canal that you cross. So let's go. I mean, maybe we go all the way to the canal. No, let's go to the boathouse and then we'll run to the canal. I can fast travel. Map. I cannot fast travel. You cannot fast travel unless you are in a particular location. Maybe I need to go to the church. Did there used to be a big ass Ferris wheel over here? I didn't see one. Let's run south. We got to get back at least as far as the church. Oop. I'm having a thought. You take a mental note. Tiumotiri seems important somehow. Tiumotiri. I wonder if that's the password I'm supposed to give to get into that box way back in the other area. Where would a we're not I can't zoom out as far as I might like to. I'm not seeing a Ferris wheel anywhere. I mean, big surprise that it would be gone. What's this? The boardwalk rises to your south. It casts a long shadow over you. Oh, look at this. There's a boardwalk and a person. How do we get in there? We're not done exploring. Nope. Yeah, we gotta go this way. Of course, a bunch of stuff is blocked off. I'm glad I looked at that map. So what we're going to have to do is find a way around. Which I think is going to be involved in going north of where that other trap was. But he said to check that one last. So I'm hoping that if we do check it last, that will end up being the successful score. Wait a minute. No. This was blocked off too. Son of a gun. We got to go this way to get up on... How do we get up onto that boardwalk? Interesting. There's a place... Did I make a wrong turn here? I mean, maybe I just didn't go far enough. Looks like I just didn't go far enough. There it is. Yep. We were almost there. Sometimes I have trouble interpreting the visual cues. There we go. We made it. What is this thing? A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Whoa, I'm having thoughts.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. That is awful, I say, covering my nose.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that.
Shit, is that another dead body? Is that what that is?
Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Well, we're going to look in the trash can first.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
Okay, we're going to leave that 10 cents in the can.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
I examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
And the kebab?
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
All right, and now the corpse.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
Indeed.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
I study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue? Oh no, this sounds terribly familiar.
I search through the man's pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Item gained. Folded library card.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
I study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
Ah, I see it now. Yeah, there's a hole there. And the boardwalk broke and he's got knocked unconscious, possibly broke his neck.
You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Oh, shit. This is the woman's missing husband. Oh, shit. We gotta go tell her. I just put that together.
He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
So he might have been sitting here. He got up, took a wrong step, and fell. Let's study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
I examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
It's fair enough, but we don't know if he was also, we don't know that he wasn't also shot, but we'll figure that out eventually. We gingerly, carefully step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. something cracks beneath your feet.
I examine the bottle.
A .75-liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Is my electrochemistry going to say drink it?
It's mid-market spirits, with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at two other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag. He's being helpful.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Maybe we don't piss him off. We just gained his trust. I examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Rubowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
I'm going to look right in his mouth. I sure am.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
Damn.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario, even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop.
I take a step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Kim, who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks to the south, the way you both came in.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
A dead working-class man with a bottle in his hand? Don't deceive yourself. You know who this is.
Kim, we know who this is. It's the working-class woman's missing husband. Dead. On the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
Well, I can say he's got a leather jacket, which matches her description. Or there's bottles all around him. She said he was drinking somewhere in Martinez. Or the library card. He was supposed to return a book. Let's go with the library card.
I can't see a book. So he took the book to the library, then came back and thought, I'll have one.
He sure did. Task complete. Find the working class husband. Gained experience plus 30 and a level up. I'll take it.
Just one drink. I have my cool jacket on. I took the book to the library. I've earned it. The view from the lookout is beautiful.
Damn it. He's definitely someone's husband.
The lieutenant points at the gold ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and pale. Kim, what do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
You think it could be related to our lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
That seems legit to me, but I don't see any reason to believe they're connected.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short time frame.
You're right, Kim. Connecting it with the lynching is a stretch.
Without any further evidence, yes.
Do you think he was drunk? I say, pointing at the bottle.
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning? Liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
What do you think about that kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
You know what, Kim? Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the Coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Right you are, Kim. Right you are.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What do you think we should do with it?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Option number 1, we found him. We should finish this case. Number 2, let's leave this case for the station. I don't want to spend time on it. And don't take the case. Number 3, I still need some time to decide how I want to solve this. No, we're definitely taking the case.
All right, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
All right. Let's examine the library card. Where is it? Wait a minute. Interact library card. Here we go.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Gemrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
I look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Indeed. Let's look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
We've got a phone number we could call and a nearby phone. I say we do it. 005 and it ends in 211. I don't think we're going to need to know that, but okay.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
And we put it away. And dead body on the boardwalk. It says, call the public library for information about the card's owners. Call the station about the dead body. And we've got 1 point to spend. You know me, I'm going to save that for now. All right. And I'm going to do a hard save because it's been a minute. And then we're going to come over here and hope I don't fall through. This coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. And there are no bottles to collect even if I wanted to. All right. Whoops. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak. I bet they are. Whoops. And what is that? Moonshine. Probably smells like tasty fermentation. Whoops. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, and it auto-saved anyway. But we know there's a telephone right down here. Here it is. Let's see if we can call the library.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. There's a bitter, caustic taste on the tip of your tongue as you look at the handset. Life is garbage.
All we can do from here is put in 10 cents to dial the long phone number again. I want to call the library. I guess we'll have to do that from his police vehicle. All right. You leave, it says. I sure do. What are we doing? Am I close enough to this church that I can use the fast travel? You are here? Yes, let's travel to the fisherman's shacks. And it says what I needed to do was... We're looking for those traps. Insect traps. Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Feld building. And we're nearby the Feld building. Probably the there is no... Well, it says near the boathouses. Is this west? This is east. Wait a minute. What am I looking for here? Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Feld building. Near the boathouses west of the Feld building. Where? The Feld building was right here, right? We marked it as a this is the Feld building. These are the traps he just set. Is that the trap west of the Feld building? Near the boathouses, it says. Whoop. What do we got here? This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. This was the Feld building, right? There it is. We found it.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
I have myself a little look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building loom over the reeds. They whisper amongst themselves, confidentially. Snowflakes cling to their shivering stems. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
I reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
The lieutenant takes a note, more out of habit than duty. Well, Kim, let's keep going. The next one is the lucky one.
Yep. The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize?
You know, maybe we get a crab. What's so wrong with getting some fresh crab? I wouldn't go out of my way, but I'll tell you what, if somebody cooked it, I would eat it. It's not my favorite, but I would eat it. I think I'm actually just hungry right now. Probably. I haven't eaten at all today. That's what happened. No eating at all, unfortunately. That is what happened. Well, if you're gonna drink, why not do it on an empty stomach, huh? Looks like the last one is gonna be near the canal. We're just gonna run. We're gonna run to the canal because it's not that far. Ooh, hey. Let's run up here. I hate the idea that there's anything I've left unexplored. Especially if I'm just gonna run right by it. Hey! +1 to Kingdom of Conscience. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute here. What is that? +1 to Kingdom of Conscience. Moralist pants. What pants am I wearing? I'm wearing pants that give me plus electrochemistry, but minus reaction speed. Let's put on these pants. Those are nice. I got a nice jacket and some pants. Kind of wish I hadn't given away my hat. I wanted to keep that hat. Oh, that hat had +1 to Encyclopedia, didn't it? I gave away the wrong hat because I didn't know it was going to give away the hat immediately.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party.
You know, I like regular, normal things.
I know you do. These Inter-Isolari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intern on you like this, that's for sure.
Well, thank goodness.
You're a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal, even if you didn't want to be.
That raises my morale. All right, well, let's do a quick save here, at the very least. All right, I think we can run back this way, right? We sure can. And we are almost there. Oh, there it is. There's the trap.
This trap's not too hard to spot once you know what to look for.
We can just
Keeping
run
it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
We can just run right back and check the other one too, and kind of put this quest to rest. Let's look around.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Snow covers the broken stalks like a shroud, and they shimmer, ghostly, in the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
I reach for the trap, not expecting to find anything.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
Got a cat sneezing in the background. Let's see. You getting tired, buddy?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
He is short-winded. The sentence ends there. And we had a thought. Ahead, decades-old concrete defenses. Children play in them now. All right, we're going back. Whoops. A creaking ahead. A broken axle grinding. It's not going to be that far to run back. It feels like a long way, but it's really not. Right around the corner. This is not a large map, which is good because there is a bit of running back and forth. Just a bit. The good news is it's kind of not that hard to find my way. So I got that going for me, which is nice. All right. Last trap. Here it is.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Well, let's look around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite sway and tremble while the snow falls all around. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night.
No, of course not.
The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
I reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
I look closer.
No locusts.
No locusts.
No phasmid either, but still.
I immediately yell. Now let's look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Let's see here. We got some options. Number one, actually, I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap. Number two, but what if it was the phasmid? What if it ate them and got out? Number three, yeah, it probably wasn't the phasmid, but still, Morel needs to know. Number four, you're right, but they still need to know. 5, you're right. This crypto research has been stupid. I'm going to say, actually, I get the feeling someone or something may have messed with the trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
Let's see. But what if it was the phasmid and it got out?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We are not cryptozoologists. We are cops.
Right? I leave. And that's the end of that story. It happened. We got to go back and tell them what we found, though. And actually, that's where we're going next. We're going all the way back. I'm gonna make a stop. Well, what else? Let's look here. Insect traps. The last trap was empty. Return to Moral and tell them the news. Look into the spookers at the church. Wonder if she only comes back at night. The raver lady. We'll go check that out later. Raver lady, the spooker lady. Cell refused to talk about her friends. Maybe she'll open up later after you've helped them set up the nightclub. That's perfectly fine. We gotta wash the dirty jacket. No idea how to do that. Take the stuffed bird to cart. Forgot to open that apartment door. I might do it and give that guy a warning. They're after you, dude. Get the hell out of here. We're still looking into a bunch of other stuff. Gotta sing karaoke. That's part of what I'm gonna do is stop on the way back at the pawn shop and get that pick up the machine for playing music. Still got to explore that secret passage and get up on that roof. Figure out who made the call. Track down someone that knows something about the victim's tattoos. That's probably gonna be the lady on top of the building after I get the secret door open. We got the body down, but we got to go to the yard and see what Measure had accomplished. I guess I have to do that with Kim present, so we'll do that. We'll do that before we run out of time. It's the rest of the armor. Ask Kuno what he knows. Okay. Start asking about the body first. Ask Renee about the photo. We got so many things to do. I should, let's run. Let's get this done. Get a little cardio in here. Right on down the coastline. We're already back here. We sure are. Gonna pop into that pawn shop. Oh, what is this? I'm getting new perceptions as I run around. Scribbled between the thighs of a page 3 girl is l'origine something. I couldn't read it fast enough.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I can ask him question. Do you have any recordings of the Col de Mamadaqua?
The Col de Mamadaqua? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
Tell you what, I've been thinking of quitting the RCM and becoming a cryptozoologist.
How interesting. Well, it's been a long while since I've gone hunting for the Col de Mamadaqua. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, lost touch with them after all of that.
That sounds pretty cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Col de Mamadaqua, and he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things, so he got the rest of us to join in his search.
And did he ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Col de Mamadaqua.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rummaging through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
Let's see, I can tell him to spin that bird song. Or, yes, absolutely necessary for my research. Or, nah, that's okay. It's just that I heard the Coldamama Dakwa outside the whirling, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. Let's spin that bird song.
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
He switches on the tape player. The speakers begin to emit a low hum.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult. There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing just outside of your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums.
What's that? I ask.
Gulls and skewers. But
He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speakers. A new, very high-pitched, shivering sound emerges amidst the others.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
you know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Coldamama Dakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
Indeed. KZ says, nice beard, sir. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Where's the option for, like, buying things? Oh, I have something else to sell. Do you know anything about the traffic menace? You might be able to aid our investigation. By the way, do you happen to have guns? Wanted to ask about my missing guns again. Oh, I have to leave this. Other business to take care of. I want to buy a speaker.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves.
Yeah.
And your boombox,
There it is.
that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes.
We're gonna buy the Harmon Waushi W2.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Beautiful. Do a little quick save here. Excuse me. This guy also wanted to sell me shoes for $50 or 50 real. I don't have that much money. We're just going to confirm. Hello again, my friend.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Okay, that's it. It was over here. It was these.
The speakers below
Locked.
are banged up and worthless.
Look at those
The
shoes.
sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show.
All right, so if I ever get 50, whatever they are, 50 real, maybe we'll come back. All right, we're getting some missions done here. We need to pick up the radio handset. Oh, I'm talking to Kim. No, I don't want to talk to Kim. I want to click on the vehicle.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I pick up the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That's true. Okay, so we got to call back in the morning after 10 a.m. Fair enough.
We should try again during business hours.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Detective?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment.
You can hear her shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against a metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
She repeats.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
Maybe I should have requested a field autopsy. Just 'cause? Well, that door has closed.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pocket.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Mejean.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking this one.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
It says I can connect to Sylvie again, but I don't think she wants to hear from me. Not right now. Let's finish up and do some other things.
57th, over and out.
Okay.
In the cabin, you
Nope,
see...
we're not going to listen to that either. We're going to go talk to Renee. Over here. We'll go talk to the man playing with his balls.
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want?
Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debadeur's union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you.
Oh, of course not.
I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He adds that last with a slight sigh.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Renee, you must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
So tell me, why were you on leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
Fair enough.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
The outburst makes him clutch at his chest. I say to him, so who was working your shift that night?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
Suddenly he looks very old and tired.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
What do you mean, mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
We got some options here. Number one, I can respond, Evrard gets it. Big guys looking after the small, and everyone working together. I love it. I like that answer. Number 2, such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die. There is no middle ground. Number 3, Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Number 4, Renee should rent out his services. Invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. Oh, it is telling me no data. The stream will end, and then it immediately jumped back to excellent condition. Couldn't tell you what just happened, but that just happened. So let me know if we're not online anymore. Shit. Okay. Number 5. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side gig, too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. No, I'm going to say Everard gets it. Big guys looking after the small, everyone working together. I do. I like that.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
I just unlocked biggest communist in the yard or something, or on the block. Endorsed communist theory 9 times. Well, I did that for ultra-liberalism as well, so there you go. You know, as much as I hate communism, they aren't wrong about everything. There's some valid perspectives to be had. And nothing wrong with the certain moral prescriptions. I mean, how I would live my life is very different from how I would force anyone else to live theirs. And I just dropped that on the ground. Damn. Oh, one moment, please. There it is. Hold on, peanut butter. Oh. I found a pen. There we go. Okay. Get comfy, buddy boy. Get comfy. There you go. Can't just drop things on the ground. Although, happy accidents, I found a pen. I buy special pens. Of course I do. All right, back to René. There's a grimace of pain on the old soldier's face. Looks like he wants to argue but can't find the words. Finally, his lips move. Can we conclude this topic of my god booth now? One more question, René. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Task complete. Ask René about the photo. Gained experience plus 10. Well, thank you, Gaston. René, that's all for now.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
My composure is very low. I can see it. What is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud? Let's leave. Let's quick save, just cause it's been a minute. We're also going to go in here and look for anything that's going to raise my composure. Is my composure lowered by anything? It appears not to be. Anything that can boost my composure. Funny thing is, I think one of the things that could raise my composure, I was going to say, is this Party Dragon's silk robe. So for it raises drama and electrochemistry, of course it does. Composure. A +1 from the windbreaker. Throw that on. I feel like none of these are gonna. Well, these pants would lower my composure. We're not gonna do that. The shoes. Composure is raised. All right, and nothing I have drops it. I don't think. Okay, we're gonna pop out. I'm gonna save it again, and we're gonna try and have that conversation. Let's do a hard save. It's been a minute. René, tell me.
I like playing in the dark.
Okay, we got a low chance, but it is what it is. Let's do it.
Feels like being on Recon again.
As René turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight, and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
I look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle.
And the sun?
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
Those medals, Rene, I say, pointing to his chest. Did you get them for...
For bravery.
That's what I was going to say. Bravery.
I'm sure. But I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies.
I don't know the reputation of anything. Don't even recognize the war.
Son, we should never forget our past. Lots of mistakes were made back then, but there were also lessons.
His voice takes on a tutor-like quality. I see you there, Yona. Hello, welcome.
Forgetting those times means the mistakes were for nothing. That all those people died for nothing.
Whoa! Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off the memory lane.
So what did you get the medals for?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
Yona says, everything is fine. I can hear you and the stream. Wonderful. Good to know. I think the message I received, it was briefly there. Now it's gone. It says the stream is in excellent condition. But it's good to have the confirmation. I appreciate it.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Yona says, you're probably experiencing the last of the solar flare. Maybe so. Could be. I mean, YouTube's been having troubles since, for a while. So, let's see. I ask, Rene, you saved a princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious.
I just realized how Revachol sounds a lot like revolution.
King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest.
The old carabiner runs his fingers over the large medal.
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatoo feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Does sound quite asinine.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion.
Kid sounds like an idiot.
The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw.
Jesus, got his face shot off.
Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
He pats his right thigh.
It's painful to even think about.
It is painful. I'm feeling it. It's terrible.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
Okay. Well, what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson. gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
Hmm. You know what I'm going to go with? That's no dink. That's a fighter.
So I grabbed the dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
Oh, I'm kind of curious now.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Renee, it sounds like you're being modest.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drizant. 2 days later that was.
Wow.
And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Shit.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Hold on now. Gaston, you're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you?
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like René himself. Certainly not to me. How did you find the story to be, officer?
Honestly, quite impressive. It's men like Renee who made Revachol great once upon a time.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't hand this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
He slams the heel of his boot into the ground. Thank you for the story, Renee.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
His gaze wanders over the bay.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Drama. I'm going to leave, and then we're going to come back and try to tell him a story. Let's look at our options here for raising drama. We got a drama bow tie. We sure do. We've got drama. Did we have drama glasses? I swear to God we had drama glasses. Maybe not. That raises drama. I'm putting on this goofy outfit. I really am. It's happening. Jesus. Chemistry. Do I got drama pants? No, I don't. No drama boots either. I got... Nope. That's it. That's as high as I can raise it. Insane mesh tank top +1 drama. Clinically insane. Well, I didn't actually look at how high my drama is right now. How high did it go? We're going to find that out when we get in there. Screw it. But we're going to save it first. Quick save.
I like playing in the dark.
Still,
Sharpens your nocturnal instincts.
still a
Feels
low
like
chance.
being on recon again.
I feel. Was I wearing anything that dropped my drama? What are we doing here? Okay, I'm gonna leave. Drama is +4. That's as high as it goes. Man, still not a big chance. All right, here we go.
I
Roll
like
them
playing in
bones.
the dark. Sharpens your...
Unfortunately,
Nope. Try it again.
I like playing in the dark.
go low,
Boom!
go deep, go unconventional.
My story doesn't have gunfire, blood, or spilled guts, but let me give you a different take on heroism.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take.
Already he looks skeptical. I continue. Imagine just flickering into existence from nothingness.
I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed.
We got some options here. I can say, imagine waking up with a terrible headache. That's not dramatic enough. Imagine knowing nothing but the sweet oblivion, only to wake into unbelievable pain. Or, imagine pain that makes giving birth seem like a mosquito bite, but inside your head. Let's start with imagine knowing nothing but sweet oblivion.
The man stares at you, silently frowning. Doesn't look like he's imagining it.
Right when you are willing to do just right about anything, just about anything to make it stop, you open your eyelids.
The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
And realize that the man body with you in it is just a husk now. All the memories erased.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right?
He asks impatiently.
The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabiner.
I'm talking about so much more than that.
How so, then?
He leans in with his hands on his hips.
His tone is like that of a drill sergeant addressing new recruits.
It was a transcendent event. I saw behind the veil.
The lieutenant sighs audibly, but keeps his eyes on the notebook.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer.
Extremely rigid principles this old soldier has. Don't leave room for a change of heart or backing out. The medal is yours.
Kim, should I take that?
Of course not.
He doesn't look up from his notebook. Renee, I don't deserve this. I say, as I do not take the medal.
Can we get back to our game now?
He mumbled. You certainly had me fooled. This feels honorable. You did the right thing not taking the medal. The good thing. Your chest is buzzing with pride. Feels as though you should do more honorable things. As if there's some kind of a secret reward if you just commit enough honorable acts.
There's a hint. Unlock an achievement for doing honorable things. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Renee. We had the opportunity to take the man's medal. Taking an old veteran's medal that he actually earned, that he's proud of. Jesus. I can't. I don't even know what that would do to me if I, what it would make available to me if I took it, how I would use it, but it's not worth it in my mind.
Honorable one, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honor points on your life path. You are a man most virtuous.
Wait a minute, there were honor points?
Of course there were honor points. Did you think no one was paying attention to all of your honorable deeds, honorable one?
I only try my best. It's the most any of us can do.
Oh, the modesty on this one. Another 10 honor points for you, sir. You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop.
Isn't honor sort of an archaic concept?
Living in the name of virtue and doing noble deeds while expecting nothing in return is not archaic. How can you even think that?
Well, he's got a point there.
Selflessness forms the basis for the warrior code, an ageless code, as fit for nomadic Ilmaran tribes traversing the vast red plateau in Provincia Gordi as it is for your neighborhood postman.
A warrior code, you say? I do feel like a warrior. This whole thing is beginning to sound very me.
You are like a wandering night monk setting right the wrongs of the world you come upon.
I do like that.
Are you ready to drink deep from the cup of honor?
My honor is my life. It's what separates me from the treacherous rearmen.
Yes, your deeds have spoken for you, honorable one. But to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honor, a ritual must be completed. A rite of honor.
Ooh, interesting.
Even among the honorable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O honorable one, have excelled in honor.
I'll take it.
Honor comes from deep within you, and to truly know oneself, to know one's honor, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honor.
Okay.
You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors.
Let's see here. We got some options. What? I don't know. Just like that? Outside? What about people watching me? Number 2, all I ever wanted was to live with dignity, to die with honor, and stick my thumb right up my ass. Or number 3, you're crazy if you think I'm just going to stick my finger in my ass. No way, which is the option I'm going to choose.
Most dishonorable are those who have known honor, carried honor in their hearts, and then disowned honor. They are the honor fallen.
Is that so?
You brought much shame on your family today. Your name will forever be tarnished by this most shameful of deeds. Be forever banished, shameful one.
Jesus. Well, we didn't shove our finger up our butt in public in front of people. We're just going to have to skip that rite of honor. Jeez. That's some crazy shit. Let's go talk to this gal. Oh, you know what? Let's fix my clothing too. Nope, always the wrong button. We're gonna go back to putting on the necktie, wearing the blue jeans. No, I didn't want the blue jeans after all. I did want the shoes that give me additional empathy. I also wanted to change my jacket back. Esprit de corps and visual calculus, yes. We're going to put that polo shirt back on. Okay, looks like empathy is balanced out because I put on the empathy shoes. That's right. What are we doing here? Dead body on the boardwalk. Still got a call for information, but we're going to... Oh, the lady's gone. We can't tell her. Well, let's go deal with this body. It's been a minute. We're gonna save this again one more time, just in case. All right. Whoop. Kim, it's dead body time.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Kim, tell me about this field autopsy.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Don't we need a doctor to do this?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work, everything.
Wait, honorary rank of detective?
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is lieutenant detective.
Yeah, I guess I feel like a detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
All right then, first, what exactly is a field autopsy?
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Yeah, well, I clap my gloved hands together. Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
All right.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Miss Sparkles says, hey, hey, and I say, how you doing? Welcome. I say to Kim Kitsuragi, we just fill this in, right? I say, showing him the red field autopsy form on my ledger.
That's right.
I open the ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Number 1, assistant.
That's you.
I write in the initials HDB.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Number 2, coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
Miss Sparkle says, so a zebra escaped from somewhere by where I live. They have pictures of a cougar in the woods where the zebra ran into. They thought the zebra was probably dead. Nope, 3 days later it walks out like la la la. Well, good. Glad the zebra lived. Probably a good chance, depending on the size of the zebra, that even a mountain lion, cougar, wouldn't be able to take it down on its own. Miss Sparkle says, how did it survive? Are you telling a joke? You're telling a joke. This is a joke, isn't it? How did it survive? You tell me. I'll wait for you to catch up.
Next.
Continuing with the field autopsy. Miss Sparkles. Okay, you told me when I was typing, butthead. I got you. Number 3, name.
We've heard the nom de guerre. Lely. It's better than nothing. Write it down.
I write down Laley, the man's nom de guerre.
What's next? Date of birth?
Yes, sir. Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
I write down approximately 50.
the corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
6, race.
Mondial.
I write that down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex, male.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster behind the fence exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
I could write down fucky fucky or pig's gonna have sex. I write down male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Miss Sparkle says, so how do I join your Discord? Do I just look you up? I think we're friends, or you can send me a friend request and I'll send you the Discord link. You're not going to find a lot of people to talk to there. It's just where I host my dream interviews. Oh, but I was going to have you on as a guest, so you definitely need that. Yeah, just ping me as a and I'll get it to you. Yes, there you go. Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th, 51.
I write that down.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Miss Sparkle says, you were a mean brat to me at first. Lol. I know. I always am. I probably will be again. I'm like a Sour Patch Kid. Sweet and sour. People told me you're a mean man, and my gut told me you're just a brat. There you go. I'm just kidding. 11. Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
What exactly is treatment, anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
I mean, he was cut out of the tree. The whole branch fell down, and that's definitely not the position we found him in.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed. Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
I'm not so sure, Kim. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
He places his hand on the dead man's chest as if in preparation.
We should start the post-mortem.
I turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Miss Sparkle says, I totally forgot what you said to me. It was a bigger deal to everyone else. People are so sensitive. I even got messages asking me if I was okay. It's never that deep for me. You were posting pictures of yourself. And I said, post more pictures of your boobs or something like that. And yeah, when people started to complain, I'm like, they got me all wrong. Number one, I thought it was both funny and meaningful at the same time. There was a method to my madness. I would remember, absolutely. I was like, I leaned into the idea of creepy perv requesting feet pics. I was trying to channel that energy because I'm like, not to put your business out there on the internet. I don't know. Why am I telling this story even? But you don't seem to care. Neither do I, really. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time, to give you a little shock. Like, hey, are you sure you want that kind of attention? Thirst trapping. A little bit. Looking for the wrong kind of attention. Anyway. Let's see. The Hanged Man. Number 1. External examination. Summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See? It's happening.
They're gonna make fucky with the corpse, says Kuno.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
I take notes.
The boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
I say to myself, when am I going to get them?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Says my internal drama. I write that down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white.
You know what I can do is save it in the middle of a conversation. But I'm actually late for my normal break. Last thing from Miss Sparkles here. But I was showing my hair, and I can't help my boobs sometimes. I know how ladies are, and I think you are the type who can't deal with thoughts. I don't even talk in main chat of Discord anymore. It was getting old being called trans. Wow. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with those guys anymore. I left. They, I could deal with the rudeness, but I felt betrayed. Let's say there was a betrayal, and it was the last straw, and I bounced at the turn of the year. No regrets. They can go ahead and cannibalize each other if that's what they want to do. I am going to take a break, however, and duck out for about 10 minutes, take the dog for a walk, stretch my legs, and I'll be right back.
Benjamin the Dream Wizard wants to help you pierce the veil of night and shine the light of understanding upon the mystery of dreams. Every episode of his Dreamscapes program features real dreamers gifted with rare insight into their nocturnal visions. New Dreamscapes episodes appear every week on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, and other video hosting platforms, as well as free audiobooks exploring the psychological principles which inform our dream experience, and much, much more. To join the Wizard as a guest, reach out across more than a dozen social media platforms and through the contact page at benjaminthedreamwizard.com, where you will also find the Wizard's growing catalog of historical dream literature available on Amazon, documenting the wisdom and wonder of exploration into the world of dreams over the past 2,000 years. That's Benjamin the Dream Wizard on YouTube and at benjaminthedreamwizard.com.
basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Wait, what?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Now hold on a second. Don't you listen to him. What did I ever do to you?
She will do everything in her power to stop you.
Well, yeah. I don't want to die.
She'll charm, and she'll lie, and she'll promise you the world. And if she has the chance, she will kill you 12 times over.
Is he even listening to me?
Don't forget, the fate of the world rests on your shoulders.
You're not actually going to try and slay me or anything, right? Because I wouldn't if I were you. If you try, I'll kill you as many times as it takes.
Heyo, we're back early before the next one started. Fantastic. Short break. Oh, and there's the dog. One moment, please. Come here, peanut butter. Come here. Oh, okay, we got him. Okay, we got the dog. Excuse me. All right. Back to the autopsy. Whoops. Where's my buttons? There's the buttons. Here we go.
The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini.
I document the detail.
The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
All right. Let's see. I touched the corpse's hair before moving on. He said not to touch anything. I'm just going to write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern baldness.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
I knew he wouldn't like that.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
I document the detail. I have the option to document it, but amend for high velocity. That's not factual.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now...
He points to the rope, squeezing the dead man's neck.
We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Ah, Jesus. Physical instrument. I didn't know I was going to need it. It is a low chance. It is a red check. It cannot be retried. I'm going to look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Here we go, yo. Cross your fingers for me. Roll them bones.
After some
shit.
deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
There's a cat in the way of the screen, but I think someone says, yay. I literally can't read the text. Cece. Move your ass. There we go. Yeah, Jonas says yay. That's what I thought. Okay, be right back for real. Okay.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour, abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! It's gonna happen, see?
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Does it look like he was enjoying his moment of death?
Ah, yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
Yes, processing, science. That's what I meant.
Just write down that we request an analysis.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals and a deathly odor.
I will add my own inspection of the genitals.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
I document these details and add a request for a semen sample.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
He struggles to turn the corpse on its side.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
This is indeed the body of a soldier, a mercenary.
Mm-hmm. We have a real museum here, of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let the lieutenant work alone.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were you expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
He says, burying his face in the sleeve of his jacket. Well, next is number 2, internal examination and summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
It don't even have a joke.
Nope. And I write down N.A.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
We're getting the full 9 yards out of this description. Whew.
You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Jesus, these kids.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, Kim begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid, ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands.
I take a look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in.
Should I look deeper inside? I think I'm going to.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
My inland empire has taken on the reptilian brain voice.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
The lieutenant repeats impatiently. He lets go of the jaws. The mouth snaps shut before you.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why, we don't have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Okay, I write NA.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around, to the ground, the pool of feces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly. I will write it down and omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Number 3 is description of injuries, summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
All right, number 1, bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Opinion, fatal injury, or non-fatal, post-mortem. Predation by birds not the cause of death.
Agreed. Next injury?
Number 2, contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
I write that down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
In my opinion, this is non-fatal.
Right. Next.
Number 3, the ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
In my opinion, this is the fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Task complete. Perform the field autopsy. Gained experience plus 70 and another level up. Kim produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket. A body bag. All right, first, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was the règle. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
What now, I ask, in conclusion?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
I rip out a copy of the autopsy pages.
For processing.
New task. Send the victim's body to processing. Kim looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
At the autopsy, you said you have ancient mysteries.
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Yeah, but to where, brother?
Just a small gulp away, my beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
No idea what that means, but I've asked him every other conceivable question.
Come back later, Kobo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dream.
Maybe one more dream about this man tonight? Let's see. If I leave, can I come back in and try this perception again? It's very low. It's very low. +1 because I looked in the mouth. But -1 because I did not establish a probable cause of death. What happens if I leave? Nothing. We're able to stop. I can attempt to raise my perception score. What do we got for perception here? Do I have glasses that raise my perception? These one give -1 to perception. I would just need to change out the glasses. What about these here? Did glasses give me perception? Let's just put these on. Anyway. All right, what else raises my perception? Perception. You know, I think nothing. I think nothing I've got is going to raise perception here. Savoir-faire, composure, perception. The boots give me higher perception. Okay, well that's better than nothing. We're gonna do a quick save, and we're gonna go back into the body.
The man is decomposing. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
We got better than an even chance here. Let's do it.
Your arm reaches out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Well, let's crawl up his nostrils, I guess.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Let's push your fingers in his nose.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
You hear a voice squeak. It sounds very far away.
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
Let's squeeze his nose.
You pick it between your fingers. The mass feels large, very porous somehow. Keep crawling, lest you break it.
Well, let's put my fingers in his mouth, I guess.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
I continue to play with it. Somehow this feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
I open my eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
I say out loud, abrasion color.
Abrasion collar.
There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper.
Kuno is silent.
I touch it with my fingers, gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
I put my finger in it.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
What's the matter, kids? You never seen a field autopsy before?
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem, I say to myself.
Yes, that's what this part is called.
I feel around a bit first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
And then I push deeper.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The ululations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet.
Kim, there's a cavity here, cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Kuno's voice is hushed. I push my hand in deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Somehow, I wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper, until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Shit.
The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
High chance at interfacing. I can try to fish it out. I tell Kim I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
He searches his pockets for something. I inspect the skull first.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
The lieutenant leans closer.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
You don't wear a puppet by reaching in the puppet's mouth. You reach up the puppet's... Never mind.
Her voice is absolutely sizzling with excitement.
All right, we're going to roll the interfacing. I got a 92% chance from precise spot of the exit wound and don't let down Kuno S. Oh, here we go. 92% chance is still not 100%. Crush fingers. Thank God. There's actually action happening here.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just...
slowly pull my fingers out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
Oh, is it a bullet?
Fucking beautiful.
She loves it.
A bullet.
The lieutenant pulls a small bag, puts a small bag marked evidence under it, and I drop the bullet into his hand.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
I say, can I have it? Or I say, keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift. I'm going to say that.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later.
The lieutenant drops the bag into your hand. It feels light.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
He underlines the injury forcefully. Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Let's see. I can say goddamn right. I can say agreed. Or I can say, wasn't that what we thought the last time? And shake the gloves clean.
That was then. This time we have extensive tissue destruction away from the wound track. This time we have a bullet.
Agreed.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone, was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
I agree.
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation.
Yeah. And it's hard to carry someone who knows they're being carried to their death. They kick and struggle. You drop them, that kind of thing.
There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
Secret task complete. Find the bullet before you get fooled. Gained experience plus 30.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Kim, I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Kim, maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
All right then, what happens next?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
Miss Sparkle says, hey, I'm back. Welcome. Let's see. I say to Kim, so you'll be gone? What should I do in the meanwhile?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Very nice.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. Far away, dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
I like the sound of that. It healed my morale.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Got two options. I can try to remove the dead man's boots, or right here, right now. Or say, let's bag him, take him away. The lieutenant then takes the body away, and you work alone for the rest of the day. What if I try to remove his boots? Let's do that. Let's leave. We're gonna hard save because it's been a minute. All right, we're gonna get back on there. I want to see what happens if I try to grab that.
The man
boots.
is decomposed. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Let's try to grab them boots.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
I'm gonna try it again because I'm probably gonna undo all this.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Well, that's it, and it didn't seem to have any negative effect. Although I'm gonna back it up anyway, because apparently there's just no option to do that. So screw it. Let's see. Miss Sparkle says, I want to say I felt I was coming off dishonest. I post thirst traps, just not in Discord. The age of everyone is wide. I didn't want to send the wrong message. Fair enough. Oh, well, no worries. It's nice to know I trusted my gut, and I was basically correct in that regard. And nothing wrong with it. Don't mind it at all. If you look in my like history, you might even see me appreciating images of other women who are attractive. So I am not one to judge. My gut at the time was that was, yeah, it was kind of a little bit attention seeking. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just responded accordingly. All right, we're going to try and get this corpse out of here.
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestine. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
All right, Kim, bag him and tag him.
All right.
Send the victim's body to processing. Task complete. Gained experience plus 30. Kim takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing.
Ms. Sparkles, how dare you? I don't get a like for being attractive. Of course I've liked some of your pictures. For exactly that reason.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands. I'll take the legs.
I help my partner bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. And there it is. I am all alone. And it is after hours. It is late night dark time. Let's quick save it again. I'm gonna run over here because I can. And I'm gonna bust. Let's look at all this stuff. We have accomplished quite a bit of stuff. Oh, I haven't finished. I guess I did. We got the body down, completed. All of these Monday tasks that I thought, oh God, we're just falling behind. I'm solving zero mysteries. I'm taking on too much, biting off more than I can chew. But I'm feeling good about it now. Back to the tasks, active tasks. I gotta wash off that death smell, and hopefully I can wash that dude's jacket at the same time. I now have 3 skill points I could use, and I don't know what to use them on. Although my inland empire is through the roof. It sure is. I'm going to be getting a lot of data from that guy. What is... Oh, because my encyclopedia is broken. That's because I need to change my clothes. We need to go back to... Where was it? Encyclopedia. There it was. There it was. Visual calculus +1, perception -2, but my perception is still through the roof because I've got those other bonuses working for me, right? Perception? Yes, 5. Got it. That's a nice balance. Miss Sparkle says, see, you're a brat. It wasn't that kind of attention seeking. Now, if it was Twitter, I am hardcore trying to kidnap me a husband. Well, good. I wish you all the best. Great success. Okay. What I was actually trying to do in here was go to my tools and bust out the flashlight. We're going to need that. Let me do another little quick save here. I'm going to head back in here and see if I have something I need to... Oh, well, I still wanted to bust into this machine.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Let's try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Well, thank you, hand-eye coordination.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory. From there, you can equip it to a held slot.
All right, we're going to do that. We're going to equip the pry bar. Damn spell check. Nasty. Well, nasty can be naughty, and naughty can be nasty.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melted.
It says -20 because the pry bar is not strong enough. I forgot that's what it was. All right. Do I have anything that is strong enough?
This orange machine is... You slip your finger if you want to...
Equip the pry...
Okay, no. All right, that's not going to do it. Well, let's put the plastic bag back on. All right. That's not the only thing I was coming in here to look around for. I wanted to go back here and attempt to... What was I going to attempt to do? Oh, this machine. This is what I was doing.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
I'm going to insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place.
And press play
keyboard,
again.
The speaker comes to life.
Good evening. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password for the production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Nope, I have not learned what the password is. I don't know it.
Received. I will register.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Thank you.
Tie behind the hatch. Sit the
Remove the
filament
production
slice out.
and leave. Fair enough. I would have liked to have been able to get in there, but that's not happening. All right, I'm out. That was something I thought maybe I could do. And we're off and running. Back out here. What are some of the other things maybe I could do? I need to go up to my room, perhaps. Let's go up to my room. Is that where I want to go? I want to go turn in some of these cans and bottles. It's been a while. Miss Sparkle says, "Oh, remember that gold I was telling you about? Some of this really is. And I also had fool's gold. Can't do anything right now with the gold ore that I have. Or, I mean, I can't figure out what to do with it. I might look around your area for places that buy gold. Pawn shops, usually take gold jewelry, but it's about the best I can figure. It's got to be somewhere that, maybe call a jeweler's store and say, hey, look, I've got raw gold. How do I sell that? Call K. I wouldn't necessarily call maybe K Jewelers or whatever, because that's like you'll probably get a clerk that doesn't know anything other than how to run the register. You say you tried that, like pawn shops? State has weird regulations. Gotcha. Did the people at the pawn shop give you any idea of how you might proceed with getting rid of that stuff? I don't think we need a flashlight at this point.
The tear machine stepped. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
I had 20 bottles.
Appears. What do you know what you should do with that money?
I'm not interested. We're not doing anything with that money. But I am going to quick save. I think we're done here for the moment. I think I'm going to head up to my room and clean myself, as well as hopefully cleaning that man's jacket, because I would like to give it back to him and see what happens. Miss Sparkle says, I did not ask the pawn shop people, but that is a good idea. Just emailed, do they buy it? Oh, I didn't ask, but they said no. Okay. Gotcha. What do we got here? Anything? Let's look at this window. They're just going to tell me it's not time.
Again, you find yourself looking at that big old window.
It's not time yet. Not time. Hey, let's come back here and pass along the message that, hey, Morel is okay.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Just doing my job, ma'am.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie. Mexican origin. The pin is an antique. Quite special.
Lena hands you a thin ribbon held together by a silver bird skull, like a bolo. Item gained, the 8-eyed Terratorn tie.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
Lena, you never told me you've seen the Phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Of course I do.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the Phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
Miss Sparkle says, from what I read online, it might be illegal for me to sell it without a license of some sort. I'm so broke right now. Gotta hold off on the gold stuff. Fair enough. Yeah, hopefully whoever would be buying it from you would know whether it's legal for them to do so. But I imagine you could also probably arrange a private sale. It's off the record, but you'd have to know some people. And I am not encouraging any illegal activity, of course. Just hypothetically, we're just speculating here, just spitballing.
But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When all of a sudden...
Wait, where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
Miss Sparkle says, I sent it in to Gold for Cash and they said it was fake and they're sending it back. Do you think I got it back? Not yet? Or are you thinking you're never going to see it again? Oh, I also missed what you said there. I'll message you on Discord if you're okay. It would be nice to have someone to talk about what's going on with me right now. Well, sure, yeah. And we could also, when we meet to do a dream interview, you said you wanted to do that too. We can chat for a while then too. I basically, whenever I set up to talk to people, to do an interview, I clear the whole day. That's the only thing I do that day. And I make sure to get it done before I have to start streaming. And I make plenty of time to talk to people before we start recording. Then we do the interview and do the dream. And but there's plenty of talking. And a lot of times the dreams relate to what people are going through. But I know you may not want to put some of that on the internet. So we can always make time to talk. Miss Sparkle says, no, it's 4W. I'm not getting it back. I really do want to do the interview. Wonderful. I want to have you. Okay, Lena is telling me a story. I say, what happened?
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it.
She had no fear, just surprise.
Miss Sparkle says, 4 weeks. No, it's 4 weeks to get it back. Gotcha. Oh, it's been 4 weeks and you basically believe I'm not getting it back. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. They said it's fake and then they throw it away? They don't return it to you? That's crazy. She also says, I've only been having nightmares lately. Fair enough, yeah. Of course, they got it shipped to you in 3 days. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that cash for gold stuff. I don't know if I would mail stuff to people either. But I'm pretty paranoid, so I don't trust that shit. I'm like, I hand you the gold, you hand me cash. That's how this works. Immediately. No surprise if you've been having nightmares lately. If you're going through a lot of life stress, that's par for the course. I'm more than happy to talk about nightmares as well, and hopefully sometimes understanding them can make them less likely to bother you as much. So, yeah.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Lena, did you follow it in?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
And then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
Miss Sparkle says, said the Better Business Bureau was behind it. Fair enough. Let's see. Diagnosed with night terrors when you were 16. That's fine. We can talk about all that stuff. Not a problem. If you were still 16 having night terrors, I would say you should probably have your parents take you to a doctor or something. But you and I can talk about it. And certainly see what we can make of it. Yeah, I'm willing to talk to anybody about anything. The only thing is I will not do dream interpretations of nightmares about rape when a person has experienced rape in their life, and that I think you need to take that to a private clinical setting. I'm not going to handle that publicly and screw it up for entertainment's sake. Also, the same with dreams about childhood abuse. Those are very. Those things need to be handled pretty delicately, and they're not for public consumption. So, and you are going to therapy. Wonderful. Well, then, yeah, you can bring your experience or show your therapist our discussion and say, hey, this is me. I talked to a guy and we discussed my dream, and here's the insights or feedback we were able to generate between the two of us. That'd be fantastic.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing.
Mainly dreams about zombies, you say? I'm gonna ask you, don't tell me anything about the dream. Don't send me a description of it. My method requires that I don't know anything. I go into it blank and I give you 100% immediate feedback and ask questions at the time. If I hear about it and start thinking about it, I'm gonna go off on the wrong track without being able to check with you whether I'm on the right track. So it just screws everything up. Lately it's been alien monsters for the movie Thing. Those are related. I'd say those. I already have an idea those are related in some ways, or we can talk about whether or not they are, but that's immediately where my mind went. I'm like, that makes sense. So yeah, don't tell me too much. That's fine. That's not the details that we're going to get into. I don't know anything about the setting or what happened. We'll keep that a mystery, and we'll set up a time to talk. I'm pretty much completely wide open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. next week. So you definitely message me on the Discord, and let's kind of nail down a specific appointment, and I'll reserve it for you, because if I don't, then some of the other people that use this calendar system, I get automatic bookings sometimes where someone just says, okay, they sign up for, like I didn't know it. I woke up one morning and every single day this week was booked. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm waking up early to do another one tomorrow, and then another one Thursday, and then another one, another one Thursday, and then another one Friday, and I did one yesterday and today. That's a lot. That's the most interviews I've ever had in a week. Never had 4 at once, but before my next week fills up, we want to nail down an appointment time. So, and then I will close that entire day for you.
If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
He looks at her with admiration, forgetting a wide smile on his face. So you guys were on a date, I ask?
Our first, yes.
The old woman looks at her husband tenderly. And you say its limbs are white?
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
About how big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
Over on Kick, Harley BB144 says, "Hey, how you doing? I'm doing well. Thanks for stopping in." I asked Lena, maybe you imagined it?
How could she? Who imagines this? She didn't know about the phasmid. This is the main thing here, what makes it a confirmed sighting. She had no previous knowledge of the insect.
That's true, yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my grandmother knew of it. It was only when I started telling my story as a teenager that boys would tell me, "Lena?"
She lowers her voice, imitating a boy.
"You trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? Get out of here." They just give me a cider and ruffle my hair and tell me to stop dreaming. But I saw it.
Okay, Lena. Thanks for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own. Into the mud. Anywhere.
All right, let's do another quick save, and I'm going to talk to Moral, and I got to break the news to him. My friend, your traps were empty. Miss Sparkle says, "I don't think you know this about me, but I am a certified peer counselor. I also have a preschool teacher certificate. I study a lot about psychology. Always sounds... Anyway, sounds good. Let's do it. Let's do it. Absolutely."
I couldn't possibly shower thanks on you as enthusiastically as my wife has, but I am grateful for your assistance, officer.
He says, with a friendly nod.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So, Moral, I checked the traps.
Good. Okay.
And one of them was empty.
Completely empty?
The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. I reply, yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
He rubs his chin. I continue, the empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow?
I definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
Gary doesn't sound enthusiastic. Let's see. I can say, I don't know, I'm not persuaded. I can say, are you sure you've exhausted all the alternative explanations? Or I can say, yes, that's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter this Phasmid. I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm not persuaded. That's treading carefully. I'm not so sure what happened.
Why don't you try convincing Morel his hypothesis is invalid?
Gary, I don't think I'm going to bother with that. I'm just going to be a little non-committal. Miss Sparkle says, this is a nice-looking game. I like the detail. It is very pretty. They did a very good job with the art. The art style is fantastic. The story is great. Why do I care about this bug hunter and his disabled wife? But I do. I want to know what happened. I want to know what happens. I want to know their story.
Thank you for the vote of no confidence, Gary. An officer. I appreciate your concern, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture.
You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his psyche. He realizes he's gotten defensive.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Task complete. Inspect the traps. Gained XP plus 10. Miss Sparkle says, okay, I'm going to close my eyes and just listen to Mr. Wizard. Say whatever makes you sound gay. I don't think I can do it on purpose. It just kind of happens naturally. We'll see what happens.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
I am curious to know what really happened.
Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Well, there's something up with the trap. I have considered alternatives, and we got a 72% chance, but we're gonna get going, and I'm gonna come back and talk to him again. Because I want to quick save before we try this.
Hello.
Let's
Lena
develop
and
an
I were just
alternative
discussing
theory.
The design of the new trap.
You have your
Oh, I knew it! I knew it was gonna fail. Let's try that again.
Hello.
Boom.
Lena and I were.
You have your.
Oh my God! Why is it so hard to land this roll? 72% chance. I failed twice now. Third time's a charm. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello. Lena and I.
You have your.
Oh shit! It keeps failing. God, I'm glad I saved it.
Hello. Lena and I were just.
Consider the
There
way
we
the
go.
empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too.
Oh, maybe the little girl. She reached in and took out all the little crickets, set them free.
You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
Why am I going to ask Kuno? He's never been anywhere near those traps over on that side of the island. All right. I tell him, I think a little hooligan named Kuno may have stolen the locusts.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bags?
You know, smash them, rip off their wings. He's a sociopath.
Oh, my dear Morel, you've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
I have now taken on a new task, the missing insect case.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
Gary is over it.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks down at his tea.
Morel, it's been fun, really. But I need a bath, and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologise, Geary. You've been more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of Sue's rain tea today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
I am not going to ask him if he knew Gary was hiding the armor. That's not going to do anything for anybody. All right, I'm going to quick save it again, and we're going to talk to, what is this? There's a bottle. I guess I'll take it. And who is this person here? Is that Gary?
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
All right, he doesn't have anything new to tell me. I've already been through this. They were giving me one last chance to try and bust him with the vest, but I already took it off him. So there you go. Let's run outside. We're gonna run outside and talk to that little gremlin real quick because he's probably still there. Miss Sparkle says, I know I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's totally aliens. What were you doing? I don't know. For the aliens. Wait, what do you mean a social path? I was an evil little girl in a dress when I was little. I could use the black spit that comes from the grasshopper's mouth to write my name. Well, I think we all tortured insects to some degree, perhaps. What is... I think I've burned ants with a magnifying glass. Not proud of it necessarily, but no. But this kid is a legit sociopath. He's a little monster, in ways that I believe you were not when you were a kid. Yona says, "I'm back. Been listening to you on the TV. Wonderful. Welcome back."
Necromancer pig. That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me.
He's impressed.
Kuno dies. You gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the Boogie Street Spearhead. A young man in his early 20s approaches patrol officer Emile Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat pocket for the pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet growing distant. "Bleed, pig," someone opens a window and says, but Emile cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
I'll be there for you, Kuno.
Yeah.
There's a dreamy look in his eyes. And that got me 5 XP and another level up. That's 4 levels. Tell me, kid. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the missing locusts, would you?
No. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
Hey, we nailed that down. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, C.
Now they're gonna take you to Lane Prison!
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Now hold on, no one's lame here. Just tell me what happened.
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
What is that? We've now, find out the real reason why the trap was empty. Local kids might know. All right. Well, that updated.
There's definitely something going on here. Maybe he's got them stashed somewhere nearby, in some hidden place. There's a suspicious shack in the eastern corner of the yard.
Well, He saw me find the bullet. I have spoken with Kuno S. We're going to try and boost my empathy and at the very least save it. And we're going to try and figure out what's going on with this kid. All right.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Okay, I'm off. And he says he doesn't care. All right. Actually, first, we're going to go in here. What could boost my empathy? Number one, is my empathy de-boosted by anything? I don't think so. It is. -1 empathy for this shirt, so we're going to put on a different shirt. I don't have a lot of different shirts to choose from. I guess we'll put on the white tank top. Why not? Anything else boost empathy? Oh, the glasses. The Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies, +1 empathy. Anything else de-boost empathy? No. The shoes give me +1 empathy. All right. I don't think there's anything else I can put on that's going to boost empathy. That is as high as it gets. Oh, look at this. The necktie gives me Inland Empire. The bolo gives me Inland Empire and Volition. We're putting that on for sure. Look at that. All right. We're going to back out of here. We're going to save the game. We're going to hard save it this time. And we're going to talk to him again. We're going to try and figure out what's going on with this kid.
Like Kuno's dad?
83%
Kuno doesn't give
chance.
a fuck about anything.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad, he says. We're going to find out more if we can. Here we go.
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S.
Interesting. How?
Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something very bad. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
All right, I'm going to try and act on it and get them separated. Hey, Kuno. Psst.
Fuck you whispering about?
He whispers back.
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Number 1 option. Kuno, listen to me. She's trying to control you. We got to get you out of here. Or number 2, what's up with her? She's terrifying. Crazy scary. Or number 3, I'm glad she's out of our hair. She's fucked up. I'm going to go with crazy scary. Wish me luck.
Crazy? You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She's smoked a man. She's done people in. Probably even pigs.
Who did she kill?
Stop talking to him! Kuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us into shit!
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell you? Kuno told you. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
He hunches down again.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her so she can't read his lips. Fuck. She can read lips. You should cup your mouth.
What do you mean she smoked someone, Kuno?
Kuno means she killed someone. That's right. She's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
His little green eyes are fixed on yours.
Really? Isn't she too small to overpower someone?
Are you getting this? You think I'm fucking telling you a joke here? How hard do you think it is to kill a fat ass? Sweet talk him, then knife him. She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has.
Come on, she hasn't killed police.
I knew you pigs were too naive for this shit. Good thing Kuno's got her under control. Kuno keeps her calm.
He feels eyes on the back of his head and stops.
The creature peers at you both from over the fence. There is something searching in her eyes. Fear.
You think she's got anything to do with this dead man here?
Yeah, she would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was with Kuno. Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
All right, then. So you said she's insane?
Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho, cat burning shit. She does the real deal.
What's the real deal?
Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know.
What's with that language she uses? Napa Kimpi and Fagyari.
Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit.
What are her people?
Crazy people? The fucking Nakis? I don't know.
Some things are too awful to dwell on. The Nakis and Runkaris might be some kind of defense mechanism.
No, is she your sister?
Fuck no, she's not my sister. She's just a stray who got in, like a mad dog or some shit.
A stray?
Yeah, she was just there.
He points at the apartment building behind the fence.
What was that, Kuno?
The little one twists her neck, looking at the building.
She was in the hallway, dripping wet, by the fucking shoe rack, in the dark.
That hallway in there, with the janitor's closet?
Yeah, that's the place. She was just balled up near the closet, psycho style.
Why was she dripping wet?
Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days, in the corner, every time Kuno went out.
You said she got in. How?
I dunno. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under a pile of clothes, like a dog.
What about your parents?
Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there. Or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno.
Kuno-S, two of a kind.
Why is she called Kuno-S?
'Cause she fucking looks like Kuno.
But you don't know her name?
No one knows her name. Kuno told you, this shit was psycho killer.
How are you dealing with all this?
How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control.
You need backup. I'm here for you.
Listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C. You fuck with Kuno. You threaten her. You threaten to take her away.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to take him seriously now.
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand?
The boy looks you in the eye, black pupils trying to focus.
He may not be able to do it, but he will try. Right now, he believes he will.
I tell him I can respect that.
All right. Now we can do business.
Business, you say?
Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
He's no longer whispering.
Don't hook him up with shit, Kuno.
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit. Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics if you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get you hooked, pig. Get his hook in you. Then Kuno gonna get you hooking for more. Cash in big style. Pig hooker.
Let him have his little shit talk for pride.
And shit, you can even fuck back in Kuno's kingdom. That fucking pile of eternite. It's a secret door, okay? Just pull it up and you can fuck into Kuno's shack.
He concludes the invitation with a benevolent nod.
He means the shack to the right of the greenhouse, with snow melting on the roof.
I should ask him, what's that about you running you an errand and illegal narcotics, Kuno?
Kuno gets it from his dad. Kuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Kuno gets his lightning on. Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it.
Okay.
Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed.
Well, who is your dad, Kuno?
Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
How much material are we talking about here, Kuno?
Like half.
He says very confidently. All right then, half of what?
A baggie, but like in this vial.
Doesn't seem like that's very much material at all.
Fuck you talking about half a G? This shit is giant, grade A shit. So clean you can barely see it.
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
All right, Kuno, I've made up my mind. Here's what we're going to do.
Okay, Kuno's listening.
I can go in guns blazing for the speed. I can go in there not for the speed, but to go after the most violent man in Revachol. I can go in there for justice. I'm a narc, and I'm going to confiscate that crap. Or, I'm going to go in there for justice. I'm a narc. I'm going to confiscate that crap and lie, because I plan to keep it. Or, I'm not going in there. Let's go after the most violent man in Revachol.
Sure, whatever. If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Kuno. Kuno's almost out. You wouldn't like the Kuno when he's out. Just get in the apartment building. Kuno knows you already fucked your way in. Kuno knows everything.
He aggressively points at his eyes.
Go to room 12, first floor, and kick down the door. Police violence style. Kuno style. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckheads. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
New task, split a kilo with Kuno. There you go. All right, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
All right, and to remind me what my tasks are, and that it is, man, it's late at night, 22:55. It's also late in the day. I didn't realize we'd hit 8 o'clock. I was way into it. Much more energy tonight. I quit early last night. We went long tonight. That's how we do it. We're going to save the game. And that's going to bring us to the end of this episode of DreamWizard Plays, number 403, Disco Elysium Director's Cut from 2021, and part 13. Join us again, would you please, tomorrow between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific for part 14 as this adventure continues. On your way out, would you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends to join us here tomorrow. We'll do it again. In the meantime, in between time, I am the Dream Wizard, and I thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.